What's up, you guys? This is Rob from The Gay Guy Plays, and today we are back with another installment of the Weekly Nightwave, the series where we take a look at this week's upcoming missions and find the most efficient or the most entertaining way to take them on. In addition, I also wanted to have a quick chat about the upcoming changes to Nightwave and see exactly where you guys stand on whether difficulty should be implemented in Nightwave specifically or if it belongs somewhere else. Regardless, before we jump into any of that, I do have a very interesting message to start out this video. Now, as many of you guys know, there is always drama buzzing around the Warframe partners, whether it's in private or whether it's in public. Something is always simmering. However, I don't necessarily ever bring it up in my channel because I try to keep everything like light and fun here. Now, of course, on occasion, I have been known to throw a little bit of side-eye, cast a little bit of shade, but I'd never dedicate a full entire video to it. However, somebody recently reached out to me, well, actually it was a little bit ago they reached out to me, and we've been playing like connection tag ever since, and it was actually a person that created drama videos about me in the past. So I figured, you know what, let's go ahead and see how everything goes. Let's have a little bit of a chat, let's clear things up, maybe not mend some bridges, but maybe put a bolt there on the side of the river just in case, see what's up. And it actually turned into an 8-hour long conversation where we hashed so much out and found out that some misinformation was definitely spread about me. Some people editing things, copying things, making things look like I'm more of a monster than I am. And don't mind me, I'm a little bit of a monster. But some people like to paint a really nasty picture of me that doesn't necessarily exist. So I'm going to go ahead and toss a link down in the description box to Vance's channel as well as that video. And if I can put one in the corner, if that's a thing I can do, maybe it's just my videos. Listen, I don't know the power of YouTube. We'll find out. But maybe I'll toss it in the end card as well. I'll find a way to get you guys on over there to check out that video. And see that, sometimes we gotta leave the past in the past and we gotta sort some shit out. Regardless, toss him a subscribe or go watch some of his videos and see if he fits your style. Regardless, we're gonna go ahead and move on forward and take a look at what you're actually here for. So let's go ahead and kick things off with the dailies. Of course, we have Glider and Shiny. Glider is kill 20 enemies while aim gliding. Easy. Pick up 8 mods for Shiny. We have Assassin. Complete 3 assassination missions. Conservationist. Complete 10 perfect animal captures in Orb Valis, which is actually going to be one of the things that changes. Eximus Eliminator. Kill 30 Eximus. Then we have Saboteur, which is complete 3 sabotage missions. Sortie Specialist. Complete 1 sortie. Sound Sleeper. Complete 3 nightmare missions of any type. Supporter, complete 10 syndicate missions. Defense with friends, complete a defense mission with reaching at least wave 40 while playing with a friend or clanmate, which they're also updating. And then we have Eximus Executioner, which is kill 100 Eximus. Kill Profit Taker with friends, and that's going to be the wrap up for this. Now, of course, we already see some overlap with Eximus Executioner as well as Eximus Eliminator, so that's going to be something that you guys can pretty much easily do when it comes to taking on your sortie for the week. So as soon as that sortie is done, to be completely honest with you, you should be completely set with all of the Eximus kills that you need to make. Now, interestingly enough, sometimes sorties contain sabotage missions as well as assassination missions, so hopefully you'll be able to double up on that as well. However, if you're not, there's something that I do want to point out here. As you can see, you can click on your Syndicate tab and see if you can find yourself a sabotage mission, because sometimes they do appear there. So go ahead and knock out your sabotage missions with your Syndicate all at once, so that way you don't have to double stack. And as you can see, there's also defense missions in there. So hopefully you'll be able to pop into a defense mission and then see if anyone wants to go to 40 with you, and maybe you can friend them and take that all care of. Wow, those were words. Listen, I just watched episode 4, season 8 of Game of Thrones, so you guys have to give me a free pass if I'm a little bit verklempt, you know what I mean? But yeah, so definitely keep that in mind when it comes to your syndicate mission, so that way you can double dip. Same thing goes for Sound Sleeper. You'll probably be able to find some sabotages and sabotages in there, not defenses. Well, maybe defenses, but not something that somebody wants to go to 42. But the assassination missions should be pretty easy with that as well. So those are going to be the ones that are pretty much go-tos for you guys to kind of knock out pretty quickly. Everything kind of will take care of themselves aside from that. But the only other thing else is to go ahead and kill Profit Taker with friends, which, to be honest with you, it's like a one and done. It's irritating, but you know, once you're done, you're done. It's not one of the more difficult ones to knock out. Now, speaking of difficulty, as many of you guys know, there are going to be some changes to Nightwave, which, to be completely honest with you, I am pretty gosh darn happy about. So first things first, they are actually lowering the number of acts that you see. We'll probably still keep, you know, dailies are still going to be dailies, and we'll still have the same amount of time to take them on. But instead of having 7 weekly acts, so as you can see here, we've got 7. Instead of those, they're going to knock that down to 5, and instead of 3 elites weeklies, they're going to knock that down to 2. However, they are going to spread around the standing so that it equals the same. So we'll still be able to earn the same amount, but it's going to be less time spent doing the missions. How do y'all feel about that? Moving along, things like, where is it? A complete 10 perfect animal captures in Orb Valis. They did say that they were going to knock that down to 6, as well as the 10 bounties. They say it's 10. It's 8 bounties. I remember, because I'm bitter over those having to do 8 bounties in the Orb Valis or out in the plains. But they did say that they were going to go ahead and knock that down to 5. The defense wave 40, they're going to knock that down to 20. Survival is no longer going to be an hour. Instead, it's going to be 30 minutes. So they're making a lot of changes to kind of like lower the time constraints on these. And I did hear some kind of resounding irritation with some players. Well, maybe not resounding, but I did hear some irritation with some players. Why are they making it so easy? Yada, 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 so on and so forth. Now, my current stand on the alert system is this is not really a place where I feel endgame needs to exist. I definitely feel like they need to put in some more difficult content, but these are just like alerts. These are things for people to jump in and jump out of, so it's not like the end of the world. Especially they wanted to make it a little bit softer too by introducing a catch-up mechanic where if you knocked out all of your weekly acts, the weekly acts, any weekly acts that you missed from previous weeks would go ahead and populate so that you could go and knock those out as well, so people could play catch-up. Like, I feel like this whole alert system is definitely made for the more casual player. Now, I know a lot of people kind of have this vision of me as somebody, he hates new players and he hates casual players. No, I just genuinely feel like there's a place where casual play and, you know, new player stuff belong. And I feel like, you know, Nightwave is kind of like one of those areas. That, of course, does not mean that players who are more experienced should be completely left out. You know what I mean? But that deserves to be placed in its own specific in its own specific node with its own specific rewards. You know what I mean? Like better rewards that come from more difficult missions straight out of the gate, not waiting 2 hours for it. Like when I saw the hour in the Elite Weeklies, I was a little bit like, I mean, I guess, but you could put that hour somewhere else and give us rewards that are not just like wolf cred standing. And that's what I mean. Like, if we're gonna be sitting there in a mission for an hour, I would rather that they give us, like, they take it out of the alert system and give us like a solid, like, fucking, you know, solid fucking reward for it. Like maybe like an Umbral Forma or an Aura Forma, something like that that we can guarantee that we're gonna get from doing that mission, instead of like, here's a 500 standing for you. I'm like, no thanks, I'm gonna have to pass on that. So for me, endgame doesn't belong in Nightwave. Let me know how you guys feel down there in the comments below. If you guys feel the same way, if this is definitely more of a casual thing to you guys. And in addition to that, if they were to like introduce maybe like one weekly ultra elite alert, I'm thinking in my head, if they do and they put that in here, the ultra elite alert should award its own specific like cool thing. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be just like a, oh, you get standing for it. I'm like, that's not cool with me. Regardless, toss all of your feelings about that in the comments below. Also, let me know if you're happy about some of these changes. I'm still sitting here, though, waiting to see if they change the gilding thing, because the gilding thing definitely pissed me the heck off. And in addition to that, the Forma thing, because y'all know I was not about that. I was like, you're not giving me Forma to take Forma away from me. That is just not right. So leave all of your feelings down there below. Also, any kind of ideas that you would like to see in the future when it comes to Nightwave. Because, you know, they're in the process of improving it as we speak. So hopefully, maybe they'll be reading some comments and seeing some of that soon. Regardless, that about does it for me for now. Make sure you go ahead and check out Vance's video. And do be aware that there's still chats to be had. I watched this video and there's still some things we talked about afterwards. That's why this video is late. Regardless, that does about do it for me for now. Check him out. I don't know, have a great rest of your weekend and try to recover from this week's Game of Thrones. I'll see you guys next. Oh, as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and touch your body while it still has a head. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!